What has been going on today here is we've been announcing our partnership with a company called Raspberry Pi. It's a British company, and they make low-cost computers, predominantly starting for people who create things, hobbyists, but also they've been used very much in education. And they are owned by a foundation. So also here we have the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Now, the reason we've partnered with these two companies, or this organization, is that what we do in Kenya is we've been putting infrastructure to schools, connecting government schools and private schools with high speed internet, trying to bring down the cost of internet and connecting more schools. But we see that there's a big challenge in schools for the cost of computing devices, and then also the curriculum as well to teach around computer science, around coding. With Raspberry Pi and the foundation, we have both of those in the mix. Raspberry Pi hardware is lower cost. We are distributing that in Kenya to schools as well as industrial clients. But schools, bring down the cost of the computer labs. Children can even buy them for home or take them home. They're very portable. But then Raspberry Pi Foundation, they're bringing curriculum that is then working on those devices and other devices. You find that it might be hard to connect schools that way, but there are satellites, right? So we hear a lot about Elon Musk, but we already have satellites in Kenya. The other week I was in very far north of Lamu on an island, Kiwayu, very close to the Somalian border, putting in connectivity at a school with a satellite link. So we have that for everywhere, so there's no one should be left behind. But with the Raspberry Pi, one of the things we're doing with the Raspberry Pi, we have an offline solution. So you can use the Raspberry Pi like a server, and it will then provide a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can put educational content on that device, and it will beam that educational content around the school. But it doesn't need to connect to the internet. So even people who can't get internet connectivity or can't afford, they can get a very cheap device which will then distribute educational connectivity. And then when you want to update that content, you can travel somewhere with the flash card, you can update the flash card and then bring the content back. So there's no reason to leave anyone behind. They are from like 1,200 shillings. Up to the Raspberry Pi 400 is like a premium product, but it's an all-in-one computer, and that's going to be with the taxes, it'll be about 17,000 shillings inclusive of VAT. So somewhere in between. The Pi 4s maybe is going to be about 6,000 shillings. So we have products to support different affordabilities. Where we provided connectivity, we then have we create a network of teachers as well. So the teachers who are teaching ICT in schools that we've connected, we have WhatsApp groups where they share ideas, and some of these guys are already trialing. We heard some teachers today, they're already doing IoT training in their schools with some of the products we have on display here today. About 35,000 we've mapped in Kenya. We think there's about 40,000, including the private schools and community schools. Could be about 40,000. We would like to connect all of them, but we have to work in partnership with the incoming government. But we're also working in partnership with private schools and their associations and helping them. We don't want them to be left behind when it comes to financing. Government can bring financing to large education infra projects. Private schools, they have to go to the banks. So we're looking at commercial banks and development financing to make sure that no school is left behind, not just government schools.
We make low-cost computers for children. Now, they found a lot of non-educational uses as well over the years, but really still at the heart of our mission is giving young people access to programmable computers in the same way that I had access to programmable computers back in the 1980s. I became a computer programmer back. I owe everything that I have in life. I owe my education. I actually owe my family life. I met my wife through my involvement in computing. So I owe everything I have to the fact that I had a programmable computer on my desk as a child, and we want to give that to young people